Durham Braves country. Testing. All right. We are back. It is the application that keeps screwing up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But anyways, it's a combination of the application and I guess this is Google that keeps doing updates and changing our input without our permission. So total crap show, but whatever. It's working now. We're going to make this short and sweet because I want to make sure that all my audio is ready for the game. Braves lose a tough one yesterday, obviously. And we've got AJ Smith-Shawver on the mound today. It's going to be a tough one because the wind's blowing out to right field at about 15 miles an hour. And with that being said, he's got to keep the pitch down. He's got to keep his pitch count down too. He has struggled with that so far this year, not being accurate in the zone. That's really the next step you have to take as a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. I think we all know that by now. And when you look at this and you see that the Braves are coming in here with just 3 wins on the season. And we were on a high, obviously, when we came out of the Phillies series, but they came straight out of the gate and just kind of spit the bit because they're coming off of absolutely no sleep and they got Bryce Elder on the mound. It really is a losing combination. You hope for the best, but let's be honest, Bryce Elder is a lot of things, but good is not one of them. He is a guy that has just become batting practice. He's a guy that doesn't have much swing and miss. And I think it's greedy to try to get a whole lot out of him. I think if you get him two times through the lineup, that's about the most you can make of it. But they're kind of in a tough spot because of what took place the night before, and the offense just hasn't been doing anything. And the Braves have scored 3 or fewer runs in 8 innings and lost all of those games. They're 3-2 when they score 4 more. So that's the number today. That's the number that we're going for, is 4 runs or more. And what really drives you crazy, listen to this number, because remember, he was out on the free agent market for a long time. He signed for peanuts with the Milwaukee Brewers. Last night, Jose Quintana became the 24th pitcher to earn a win against all of Major League Baseball's current 30 teams. And he joined a slew of players. I won't name them off, but the whole time he was out there on the free agent market, we talked about this during spring training, how it was a little strange that he hadn't been signed. And the guy goes out there, he eats innings. He is a guy that I think he signed for $4 million for the Brewers, and he's been very pretty healthy over his years. He made his debut last night because he was late getting into camp, so that had nothing to do with health. And it just really is dumbfounding. They keep trying to fit that square peg in the round hole that is Bryce Elder. Today is AJ Smith-Shawver, and though it'll probably be a bumpy ride, I like his upside. I like AJ Smith-Shawver's upside much more compared to a guy like Bryce Elder because he has swing and miss stuff. I still say that they could put Bryce Elder in the bullpen and do him wonders. And someone's eventually going to realize that and do that with him. It probably won't be in a Braves uniform or the Braves organization, as they've changed all their names down on the farms. But the Braves really ought to look into the fact that they're having an issue with long man in the bullpen. Why not give Bryce Elder that chance when Spencer Strider comes back this coming week? He should be in the rotation, which would send Elder down, but I would be in favor of, even if you're just sending him down to work on a few things, get him ready to be a bullpen guy because he's not a starting pitcher. At most, he's once through the lineup. By the second time, if they're good hitters, they usually tag him. What else we got going on here today? The good news is the Phillies lost last night. They look flat as hell too. I watched the tail end of that game. They got shut up by the Cardinals. That is not a good baseball team right now. And the Mets did win in Oakland, so the Mets are leading the NL East, but it's too early to really worry about the number of games back that we are and where Philly is and whatnot. But you have to look at this big picture. If Smith-Shawver can go out there and pitch a good game today, doesn't have to be great, just a good, solid game, especially in these windy conditions, he could do a lot towards spelling that fifth guy in the rotation. Grant Holmes is solid for a number 4. He's not going to light the world on fire, but he doesn't go out there and get bombed either. He's a good, solid starting pitcher. So if you've got Strider, Sale, Schwellenbach, and then you go to Holmes as a number 4, that's a solid number 4. You'd probably be happier if he was your number 5, but A.J. Smith-Shawver could be that guy. He's got the talent. Let's see if he can put it together. They've got other guys down on the farm that they're still trying to develop, like Waldrop and whatnot, but this is Smith-Shawver's time to do it. Time for pick to click, and then we'll get you ready for the lineups.
Can you predict what will come in 100 years, or in 10, or in the next minute? Some people think they can. Nuclear scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, biologists. Because they see beyond the known dimensions of time and space.
Our pick to click today, I'm going to go with Austin Riley. Very few guys have even seen Rasmussen. Rasmussen is the starter for the Rays. He spent the majority of his career not just in the American League, but also in the bullpen. So the Rays have turned him into a starter, and he's been so far so good this year with a .9 ERA in 2 starts, 10 innings. He's not a guy you expect to go super deep, but if the Braves will work the count, they can get him out of there and then get into that Rays bullpen. But if they go out there, first pitch swinging, not being patient, not doing professional at-bats, Rasmussen could eat them alive, and Shawver could end up struggling with this wind in these conditions. But I still like the Braves to win this game. I still think Atlanta's going to bounce back. And then if we can get this W today, Chris Sale pitches tomorrow, so we can still win this series. And then we head to Toronto, where we should have pretty good pitching matchups, because not only do you have Schwellenbach and Holmes, but Strider should be making his debut as well. All right, time for us to step on out of here and get ready for first pitch. It's an early one today, 4:10. Let's get it.
Drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Nye.
deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's inside. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare the bombs bursting in air.
this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Keep playing like this, will be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's got 1 home run, 3 RBIs, batting .208. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 2 home runs, 6 RBI, batting .245. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 3 home runs, 8 RBI, batting .317. Matt Olson, batting cleanup and below the Mendoza line at 196. He has 1 home run, 7 RBI. Ozzie Albies batting fifth, playing second. Batting .208, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. Sean Murphy is behind home plate and back in the lineup with 1 home run, 4 RBI, batting .273. Brian De La Cruz is in left field and batting seventh. He has a .235 average, no home runs, no RBIs, no stolen bases. Kid Kelnick is in right field and batting 8th. He has 1 home run, 1 RBI, batting .182. Nick Allen is batting 9th, back in the lineup and playing short. He's got a .273 average with 1 RBI and 2 stolen bases. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves today, it's A.J. Smith-Shawver. The SSAJ has a 5.19 ERA and a 2.19 whip. 8 2/3 innings, 13 hits allowed, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks, 1 home run served. He'll be going head-to-head with Drew Rasmussen. The veteran is 1-0 with a .90 ERA and a .60 whip. He has 10 innings, 5 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, and no home run served. Leading off the designated hitter for the Tampa Bay Rays, Yandy Diaz. He's got a .189 average, 1 home run, 2 RBI. Brandon Lau batting second, playing second. 3 home runs, 9 RBI, batting .271. Junior Caminero is batting third and playing third. .256 clip, 1 home run, 3 RBI. Aranda is at first base, batting cleanup. 1 home run, 4 RBI, batting .324. Christopher Morel is batting fifth and in left. 1 home run, 3 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .303. Misner is in center field and batting sixth with a .375 average. He has 1 home run, 6 RBI, and a stolen base. Caballero is in right field and batting seventh. 1 home run, 7 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .250. Taylor Walls is batting eighth and playing short. A .167 clip, 1 RBI, 3 stolen bases. And Rortvit is behind home plate and batting ninth. He's 0 for 11 on the season. Calling balls and strikes today behind home plate, it's Edwin Moscaso. Your first base umpire is Tom Hanahan. Second base will be manned by Chris Guccione, and down the third base line, it's David Rackley. Game time temperatures today at George Steinbrenner Field here in Tampa, Florida. Expected to be 75 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing out to right field at 14 miles an hour. Our pick to click tonight, give us Austin Riley. He's one of the few that has seen Rasmussen in his career. He's 1 for 2 lifetime with the strikeout. Only 3 other in the lineup today have seen Rasmussen. Ozzie is 0 for 1, Murphy is 0 for 2, and Kid Kelnick is 1 for 4. So expect some early adjustments as they go through the order the second time. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win a high-scoring affair with that wind blowing out. Give me Atlanta after a good night of rest to put 9 on the board. Tampa Bay 5. Key to the game today for A.J. Smith-Shawver will be keep that ball in the ballpark. It's flying out 14 miles an hour plus, expecting to pick up even more as the game goes on. Out to right field. Christopher Morel has seen A.J. Smith-Shawver twice in his career. He's 0 for 2, but he has seen him. The only one in the lineup that has seen the SSAJ. Morel had himself a night last night. The landmines in this order: Diaz, Caminero, and Chris Morel. Your Atlanta Braves are plus 115 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the Country Club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Let's go ahead and get this going quick. Just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Assuming we have no more technical difficulties. All right. Good afternoon. See, who do we have here? If miss anybody, just jump back in. It ain't hard. Just do it. Be a man, son. Just jump back in. Good afternoon, John, Charles, Hellion, James, pushing buttons. SS Dub. Nate. Who else do we have in here today? A lot of repeat offenders throughout the chat, so let me try to skim through here. Willis. What you talking about, Willis? Hustler. Augustus. Good to see you. Pretty sure I already said Charles Fritz, but just in case, good to see you, Charles. Jose. John, Diaz. And it looks like that's everybody so far. Oh, no, we got Rosso and the drummer. There we go. All right, let's get it. We're going to be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Almost time for first pitch. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste, perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You've unlocked this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
adventures in time and space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Okay, Braves Country. Once again, we're going to check, but I don't believe it's working at the stadium. So I'm not really that concerned with trying to get that 3D in here because I think it's a lost cause. They've got. I would assume they probably have. I haven't checked, but I would assume they're having that same issue out in Oakland with the minor league stadium, but it could just be Tampa Bay just spitting a bit. But anyways, who cares? We got the game here. We're going to be ready to roll. It'll be back to normal when we go to Toronto, and it could be there. And like I said, we'll continue to monitor it and see if it somehow pops up. As the Braves in the sunshine in Florida, doesn't appear to be a cloud in the sky. Once again, the wind's blowing out to right field, about 14 miles an hour. Yeah, it's not working. I just checked it, so it is what it is. Back to slumming it. I don't know why any of that would shock me at this point. Atlanta Braves are wearing their road blues, basically their spring training uniforms, if you were with us for spring training. Blue top with the red Atlanta across the chest. Tomahawk underneath, outlined in white. Same thing with the numerals on the back and the names on the back in white. Rasmussen, as far as final warm-up pitches, he is coming set. Harris is in the box. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is down low for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul down the first base line. 1-1. Got to get Harris going. If he's going to be the top of the lineup till Acuna comes back versus right-handers, we've got to get him going. Really been scuffling to start the season. The 1-1. Brings it. Swing. Rifles it foul and out of play. 1-2. 1-2 count. Stepping off the mound for a second is going to be Rasmussen. No, what do you know? The Oakland game actually has the 3D. It's just Tampa Bay that's spitting a bit. The 1-2. Swing. Rifles that foul again. We'll do it again. Bright, sunshiny day here. Here in Tampa, Florida, Steinbrenner Stadium, the 1-2. Swing. Knocks it foul. Cutter inside. So if nothing else, he's seeing a few more pitches than he has been seeing early part of the year. Harris has been swinging early and often and usually grounding it out or popping it out. The 1-2. Inside 2-2. Good take by Michael. Two count. Rasmussen brings it. Swing, chops it over towards short. It's going to be a tricky play. Cabanera's got it, fires it over to third. A very close play, man. That kid has got a rocket. But Michael Harris is on. I didn't think that was even going to be in the neighborhood of being an out. But man, was it ever. So one on, nobody out. Let's get it, Braves country. First pitch on the way to Riley is right down the pipe for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Austin starting to swing the bat a little better. Start him out with the sinker. Good to see you, Denise. David Thomas. Rasmussen's going to flip it over to first real quick to keep Harris close by. Tomorrow's game, remember, is a 1:40 first pitch. We'll have it right here, carrying all the games this year, if able. God willing. Runner goes. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And Riley's down 0-2, but Michael Harris. He's standing at second with a stolen base. So a four-seam and a sinker. And Harris stands at second. Wonder where they go here. That's the big question. The 0-2. Misses outside, 96 miles an hour, 1-2. Riley might be getting a lot of these fastballs and sinkers because of Harris out there on the base pass. So he might be able to lock into one of those. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. I saw a guy, it's pretty interesting. I know a lot of people don't follow the analytics of the game, but there's an analytic guy on the other day on MLB, and the long story short, what he said about as far as runners is the 2-2. Swing and a miss, sinker down below the knees, chased it, one down. Probably a little too close to take if you're Austin Riley. But what he said was, I thought was very interesting. He said that the numbers have never shown that a guy hits better depending on who's behind him in the lineup. It's always if there's a guy on base. Marcell Ozuna stands in righty-righty. First pitch on the way is 95 below the knees. It's 1-0. Now that we get this straightened up, we'll get it. Always have to wait for it to load. Harrison standing at second. The 1-0. Chop foul. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves nothing, Rays nothing. The 1-1 grabs the outer edge, 1-2. Standing on deck is Olson. If they can keep the line moving, Ozzie Albies would come to the plate. The 1-2 from Rasmussen, his 16th of the inning. Misses up top. Ozuna thought about pulling the trigger on that one, but good take. 2-2. The 2-2. Harris bouncing back and forth at second. Pitch misses, high sinker. Ball 3-2. So we got a full count now. Does he want to walk Ozuna to face Olson? Or does he go after him? That's the game. Tampa Bay wearing their classic Devil Ray throwback gear. Rasmussen, the payoff pitch. Just misses outside. Oh, they're going to ring him up. Oh, my God. My word. That pitch was off the plate. Ozuna says something. Just nothing but crickets from the dugout as usual. 2 down. That pitch was off the plate. Well off the plate. And Edwin Moscaso, we saw him a lot last year. And he is one of the lowest rated umpires in all of Major League Baseball. First pitch on the way to Olson is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. With that being said, I guess you have to kind of think about that and realize that Edwin doesn't see so well, so you're going to have to swing at on the close pitches with 2 strikes. 1-0 misses high, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves lead it 2-0. I'm sorry. Braves are up in the count 2-0. It would be 2-0 if Matty swung one over the fence. That pitch misses inside 3-0. I was reading one of y'all's comments and it just triggered my head immediately that we'd already scored. The 3-0. Swing, rattles it back foul, 95 miles an hour, 3-1. On deck is Ozzie. Harris trying to come home. Led off with an infield single. Wind is blustering out towards right field, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and in, 3-2. Rasmussen mainly throws 5 pitches. He's got a cutter, a 4-seamer, sinker, which we've seen. And then he's got a sweeper and a curve. Rasmussen at 23 pitches, but you'd like to get one home here. The 3-1. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 97 miles an hour. Blew it right by him. Wow. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves put one on, but can't do anything with it here in the first inning in Tampa.
Honestly, bro, I just want to be taken out.
By like a sniper or like on a date?
Surprise me.
All right, here's an exercise program for people 50, 60 plus there that need something they can do. Get you a comfortable shoes on in a good space, plenty of room, and get you 5-pound potato bags and hold them in each hand and stick your arms out and try to hold it for a minute and then relax. You'll gradually be able to feel like you can do more each day. And after a week or 2, you can move up to 10-pound bags and do the same thing. You know, you hold each bag out, straight out for as long as you can for about a minute, then let your arms down. Now, the next level is 25-pound bags, and I'm at this level. And when you feel like you're comfortable doing that, you might can start putting potatoes in each bag.
A little Italian restaurant close to LaGuardia, sitting at the bar and having a little snack and maybe a bottle of wine and a cold beer, and watch the outcome on a little TV behind the bar, a little black and white TV, which was pretty cool.
No, George Brett was not with the Royals. He was ejected.
It was just more of the lineup itself. You had people all over the place. I think Guidry was in center field.
Ron Guidry is in center field. Don Mattingly is at second base.
The funny part was Billy Martin coming out, and he used to want to know if George touched first.
And a field play to first base.
These are not the same umpiring crew that was here before. They're going to field a second base now.
Now, Billy could come out and say, wait a minute, fellas, how do you know that Brett touched second base because you were not here?
That's right.
He had an affidavit from the other umpires.
Dave Phillips right there, Bobby, may have a sworn affidavit from one of the umpires in the other crew. So we add just a little more drama to the infamous Pine Tar game.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from A.J. Smith-Shawver is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, and Junior Caminero, the batter. The 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. The SSAJ, we've got his emoji in the chat for y'all today. The 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Rays nothing. If you're just joining us, I know we had a problem with the feed earlier. The Braves got Harris to second with nobody out and could not get him over or home. The 1-2 misses, 2-2. The 2-2. Four-seam misses high and inside. Full count. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. It'll be first sale day. 141st pitch. The 3-2 swung on, hit harder on the ground, but play is made over there by Nick Allen, and it's one batter, one out. He actually scooped that off the turf. I thought it was going to hit the ground, but he scooped it off the turf. So if you're scoring at home, it's L6 in your scorecard. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball out wide. It's 1-0. We covered that in the pregame show, Alex. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, rattles it foul. 1-1. It is user error by Tampa Bay Spring Training Stadium. It's the nicest way to put it. 1-1. 95 inside. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Shawver comes set, swing, pops it up. High in the sky, fighting the sun is Ozzie Albies. He'll make the catch. 2 away. At least we're seeing the Braves with sunglasses on today out there in the outfield. Seen a few games this season where they're out there rocking without the glasses, and it's just dumbfounding because you'll see them fight the sun all game long. Caminero, the third batter in the order, comes to the plate, and he blasts one high and deep. Will the wind keep that in or out of the ballpark? She gone. He hung one, and Caminero jammed it down his throat. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. He's got to keep those pitches down consistently, is getting high and out of the zone. Another home run given up by Shawver. That pitch was a slider that didn't slide. It was about letter high in the middle of the plate, and you couldn't put that on a platter better for a major league hitter. So 1-0. We kind of expected the ball to fly today, and if he keeps the ball up, it's going to be a long day. Well, actually, it'll be a short day for Shawver. Curveball misses outside. It's 1-0. I mean, that thing was right down the heart of the plate, cement mixer. 1-0, swung on, chopped foul. It's 1-1. Tampa 1, Braves nothing. Bottom of the first. 1-1, swung on, chopped foul. 1-2. Philly leads St. Louis 4-1. That game is in the 8th. That was a 2:15 start today. Mets and A's are just getting underway. They're in the second out there in Oakland, or Sacramento, I should say. The 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Shawver comes set, brings it. That ball's going to be golfed into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. De La Cruz corrals it before it gets the line. So Aranda will be standing at first, but there are 2 outs. First pitch on the way is a 4-seamer, misses outside wide to Morrell. It's 1-0. Morrell had a big night last night. Now batting .303 on the year, the 1-0. 94 at the knees, 1-1. Yeah, Moscaso, I saw your comment, Edward. I can't keep up with all of them because it's so many coming in, but Moscaso is the 1-1, swung on, pops it up high and deep. The wind blowing in a little bit, and Harris makes a circus catch at the wall. That wind is playing tricks with the ball. We'll keep an eye on that, but a great job by Michael to stay with it and not let it hit the ground. That would have been a run for sure.
I cannot stand craft beer. When I go to the craft beer places that serve only the craft beers, and I know this annoys the hell out of the bartender, I'm the guy that's like, you got anything that's kind of like a domestic light?
Yeah.
And they hate that. They hate me.
4 years before Pearl Harbor, December 12, 1937, the USS Panay, a U.S. Navy gunboat, was sunk on the Yangtze River near Nanjing, China, by Japanese warplanes. The attack occurred as Japan expanded its invasion of China, and despite the clearly visible American flags painted on the vessel, the Japanese claimed it was a mistake. The ship had been evacuating American citizens and officials from the war zone. The attack killed 3 people and wounded dozens, including sailors and civilians. The incident highlighted the escalating tension between the U.S. and Japan before U.S. entry into World War II. Public outrage followed, with many Americans calling for a firm response, but President Franklin D. Roosevelt chose to accept Japan's formal apology and financial reparations to avoid escalating the situation into war. Japan paid $2.2 million for the ship and the associated loss of life, injuries, and damage to property. For now, peace between the United States and Japan would hold, but only for a few more years. Who knew?
It didn't take more than about 8 minutes to finish up the game.
And that may do it. Frank White over to John Wathen, and the Pine Tar game is over.
Then we all jumped back on the airplane with to Baltimore. But the whole thing was so unusual. That's why everybody still remembers and talks about it.
When I was a kid, that was my favorite. Like, turn the VCR on. Dad, we want to see you go crazy. We want to see you go crazy.
That is called out for using an illegal bat.
It's a great scene. It's a great piece of footage. I think it shows George's intensity.
It's one of the iconic moments in the history of the game.
Braves Country Radio. Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Ozzie Albies takes the first pitch out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Ozzie with the open stance from the left side. The 1-0. Misses inside. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Rasmussen is 27th of the day. Swing. That ball's knocked back, foul chase to Cutter high. And Ozzy sometimes can't get, his eyes are bigger than his stomach. He chases those pitches outside around his eyeballs. All he's ever going to do is pop that kind of stuff up to 2-1. Swung on. There you go. There's a base rip into right field. And Ozzy gets things going here in the second.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
The wind looking like it's calming down out there in center field, but I'll believe that when I see it for more than an at-bat. First pitch on the way to Murph. He's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Rays 1, Braves nothing, top of 2. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Misses down and away, 2-0. Murph with the day off yesterday because after the long day on Thursday night, Baldwin got the start. 2-0 count. And I've got a frozen, there we go. Now 2-1. Screen froze on me for a second. 2-1 count. Rasmussen, 31 pitches in. Comes set. Ozzy leaning off of first. Here's the pitch to Smurf. Swing and a miss. Cutter up top, 2-2. Everyone appears to be behind that cutter when it's up top. It's not coming in at a fast rate, but it must be fooling them and making them think that it's a bender. The 2-2. Ozzy leaning off of first. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 3-2. Full count to Smurf. Standing on deck is De La Cruz. Kelnick in the hole. The 3-2. Down below the knees. Should be ball 4. It is. They threw down to first anyways. To second anyways. Ozzy was on the go, but it's going to be a walk. We've got runners on first and second, nobody out. Pitch was well below the zone. Rortvit jumped up and fired a bullet down to second. Ozzy kind of slowed down his roll, and I think he would have been safe anyways. But he was tagged before because of the umpire's call. First pitch to De La Cruz is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty, first and second. Good speed at second, not so much at first. The 1-0. 95 misses wide, 2-0. Two-0 count. It's a good take by Cruz. 2-0. Swung on. Chopper back towards the mound. He's going to have an easy play at second. They're going to fire it down to first. So you're going to get the force out at second as Murphy was running, and Rasmussen had plenty of time. But Ozzy makes it down to third. We've got runners on the corners. If you're scoring at home, it's a 1-4 putout and a fielder's choice, as De La Cruz is busting it down the line. So runners on the corners, 1 out, and Kid Kelnick the batter. Like to see him get into one. First pitch on the way. Up top for a strike, it's 0-1. That cutter top of the zone. His cutter is about 10 miles an hour slower than his fastball, but you can tell he's keeping the hitters off balance. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 95 blew it right by him. 0-2. 0-2 count. Looking for Kelnick to shorten up that swing, just get anything on it to get Ozzie home. Runners on the corners. Rasmussen looking for that strikeout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, blew it right by him. Pitch nowhere near the zone. Kelnick chased a bad pitch for out number 2. And that pitch was up around his chin. So Kelnick go back to the bench after getting outsmarted on that one. The batter's now Nick Allen, the number 9 hitter. They're going to flip it over first. The ball gets away, but not far enough. Ozzie will stay put at third. Rasmussen at 40 pitches, so that's the positive. The negative is we have not made him pay for his runners he's put on so far. First pitch on the way to Allen is swung on and fisted back foul. It's 0-1. Trying to find any way to get aboard here. Standing on deck is Harris. Riley in the hole. The 0-1. Oh, Bender right there. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. If he follows the form like he's been doing, he's been following those cutters with fastballs high in the zone, just outside of the zone. Allen, the 0-2. This time they go with the sweeper outside. 1-2. De La Cruz will take second base. There is no throw. So now a single would give us the lead. But the Rays defense can now play back. The 1-2. Check swing foul. 2-2. 96 up top. Just as I said, they're trying to get him to chase up top. Allen was able to fight that one off to stay alive. 1-2 count. Comes set, kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it over towards second. Should be an easy 4-3 putout. It is, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten again. They run the pitch count up to 44 make it 45 on Rasmussen, but they can't get a run in. We trail 1-0 going to the bottom of 2.
Let's just get some more drinks, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Garçon! Where is this guy? Yes, sir. Sir, I love this kid. First of all, I'd like to see the chef face to face. These are the best Cajun chicken niblets I've ever had. Yeah. I see them. Hey, come on. Also, we're going to want to get dessert. I'm wondering which wine pairs best with the Oreo cheesecake. I wouldn't know that. You don't know? Okay, perhaps you should send over the house Somalian. Greg is from Nigeria. No, I don't mean Craig. I don't see how this helps us. I just want cheesecake with a good wine.
She says I drink too much, I smoke too much, I gamble. I mean, she's right. What am I going to do? I can't control myself. No, I got no, what's the word I'm looking for? I got no, class. Nah, we know I got class.
Going into 85, I don't think anybody saw them as a real World Series threat.
Hi, boys and girls.
They had some young pitching, but the offense was clearly not going to score a lot of runs. And they needed George to be George again. He'd been an all-star, been a good player, but he had not been that sort of epic player that they needed him to be.
And that was the message that Royals co-owner Avron Fogelman conveyed to him in no uncertain terms that offseason.
He invited me down to play golf for 3 or 4 days and I went to some meetings with him, and he kind of laid the law down to me. He says, Here I have all the confidence in the world. I'm paying you more than anybody on the team, and you don't take care of yourself. I was getting heavier. He could tell some day games I wasn't all there. And so he told me, he says, you better straighten up and fly right and get yourself in the best shape of your life. And so I did. That's the first year ever I worked out in the offseason. That's what spring training used to be for.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Braves trail 1-0. First pitch from SSAJ's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires, hangs a curveball, pops it up into left field. Making the catch is De La Cruz, one away. One down, righty-righty matchup now. First pitch on the way to Caballero is outside wide. For a ball, it's 1-0. Braves squandering opportunities once again early in these ball games. They had a runner in scoring position at first, in the first, and 2 in the second. The 1-0 down and away, 2-0. They did get the pitch count up pretty high on Rasmussen. They keep knocking on that door. They're going to crack this through. The 2-0 swung on and pops it up. High and out of play, 2-1. If they can get this win today, Chris Sale's on the mound tomorrow. Spencer Strider should be returning early next week. The 2-1, 95 misses, 3-1. Smith-Shawver has a really good fastball as a 3-1 pitch. Swung on, fouls it back, 3-2. And I don't understand why they don't call it more. It's almost like it's a pitch that he wants to use sparingly. He's got a darn good fastball. The payoff pitch, curveball swung on, lifted into center, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So, 1 on, 1 out. And I don't think we can put it all on Shawver because the game's being called by Smurf. And so you have to realize Shawver's pretty much going along with it. I haven't seen him shake off Smurf except for once today. First pitch on the way is a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. There you go, right inside first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Shawver's going to flip it over to first real quick. The Rays outfielders, by the way, lead Major League Baseball in batting average and on-base percentage, which is kind of wild because they're not household names. But they are playing in this bandbox. I think it's got a lot to do with it. The 0-1 runner goes. Here's a throw by Smurf. Looks like he got him. He got him. He gone. Good throw by Smurf. Fires a cannon down to second. And a good tag applied by Allen. Allen got him up high on the chest before he could ever get the slide in, banging him on the leg. The 1-1, 96 misses outside, 2-1. That can really put a charge into a team and especially into a young pitcher. It's the first time the Rays have been caught stealing, 6th attempt. The 2-1, up top for a strike, 2-2. 2-2 count, bottom of the second, 2 outs. Deuces wild. Taylor Walls, the number 9 hitter, standing at the plate. Time is called by Walls. Shawver comes set. The 2-2 from AJ turns and fires. Down and in, 3-2. Missed the mark, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the splitter, and that'll end the inning. So the Rays get one on, but Smurf guns him down. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Grab the bats, top of the order we go.
My best home run I think I've ever given up was I gave up Ken Griffey Jr.'s last ever home run. This is his game jersey from that day. I paid the clubby $500 to get out of the, swear to God. I carried this jersey with me for like 3 years because we were playing in Texas, and I knew we would be back in Seattle at some point, and he was going to sign it. And I was like, I carried it with me every time I went out there. Finally, Adam Jones was in our clubhouse, and him and Adam were pretty tight. Caught him on the way out. I was like, hey, I've got your jersey. I would really, really like for you to sign it. And he's like, man, I got some stuff going on. I gave up your last ever home run. It stopped him. And he turns, he goes, no, you didn't. He takes me into the clubhouse manager's office. Him and I sitting at the clubhouse manager's and watched it. And he goes, no shit. And I was like, and I paid the clubby $500 to steal your jersey.
The Royal trainers put together this program that I stayed on for 8 weeks, lost about 35 pounds. My stomach, he had lines on it, and I couldn't get a ball out of the cage. I don't know what it was. And all of a sudden they said, you look too skinny, you got to gain 10 pounds.
Well, I just thought George was losing weight because he wanted to do it, but it worked out well for him.
Rip to left field. There it goes.
George Brett with his third hit of the day.
His second home run of the night.
There he goes again.
Boy, he is doing that consistently. There is George Brett at his best.
It would be an incredible season for him at the plate, a .335 batting average and a career-high 30 home runs. And just as impressive was in his 12th big league season, his first ever Gold Glove.
He's there. Oh, what a play by Brett while on his knees. Line, but Brett spears it.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging. Harris bangs a curveball. Foul back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and knocked back foul. 0-2. Rasmussen at 47 pitches. We begin the third inning. The 0-2, they set up right down the pipe, swing, just got a piece of that to stay alive. Michael Harris reached on an infield single his first time up and was stranded at second. The 0-2 swung on and foul back. Do it again. Here's a strange number. Rasmussen, his first time through the lineup, opponents bat 222. Second time, .063. The 0-2 swung on, chopped over to first. Ball goes off the glove of the first baseman, Aranda, but he recovers and flips it to Rasmussen, one away. That is strange. Normally it's the exact opposite. The more you see a guy. That has to go from game planning. It's the only thing that explains it. So one down. Austin Riley, the batter, first pitch on the way. Chases one inside, fists it back foul. It's 0-1. 95 miles an hour right there on the wrist. Philly held on to beat St. Louis 4-1. 0-1. Kicks and fires. That ball's hit high and deep into left field if it's going to go off the wall. And Austin Riley's going to have to slam on the brakes because that pitch was scalded off the left field wall. Morrell played it perfectly. He's got a cannon. So Riley played it smart, and it's a long single. Riley was hustling out of the gate and had nothing to do with that. It just came off the wall. It was a perfect play by Morrell. He barehanded it and fired it off of one hop to second base. Marcelo Ozuna, your batter. Righty. First pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. 96 miles an hour. The 0-1. Comes set. Brings it. 95 on the outer edge. 0-2. The 0-2. 55th of the afternoon. In the dirt. Tried to get him to chase the sweeper down and away. His sweeper really acts much more like a curveball. It's almost got 12-6 type action. Rays 1, Braves nothing. The 1-2. Swing. Chops it over to short. It's going to be a 6-4-3 easy double play. Rally killing, ending killing. And the Braves trail 1-0. We go to the bottom of the third. Here we go again in Tampa.
Raise your hand if every night around 10 p.m. you realize that it's only 6:30 p.m.
When I joined the Braves, guys like Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews, Henry Aaron, I was the first Milwaukee native to ever play with the Braves, the first native Milwaukeean to be signed by the Braves at that time, and the first native Milwaukeean to be sent to the minor leagues by the Braves. So they saw enough of me quickly, and I didn't last very long. You know, I really enjoyed playing.
They say you need to speak to a manager.
Yes.
What's happening?
Trying to understand why you all are so incompetent.
That's a wild place to start. Why don't we
The
start?
wild place to start is my lunch not being correct.
Okay, that's good. There are far worse. I feel like we ruined your whole life. What happened?
I don't even know how you're in business.
Because it tastes good.
But you don't get the order.
Because
Right.
what did you get? How do we do it wrong?
I ordered cheese fries, not ranch fries.
So you got cheese and ranch?
No, I got no cheese.
What did the authorities say?
Our motto was good pitching, play good defense. And with George in the lineup, we always felt like we had a shot.
George Brett does it again.
I mean, this wasn't nothing on the field he couldn't do.
And he was never better than the last week of the season as the Royals battled the Angels for the AL West Division title.
It was just one of those things. I got hot at the right time.
In the final 6 games, Brett had 5 homers and 13 RBIs and hit .450.
KC would win the division by a game, lifting them into the ALCS and a matchup with the Blue Jays.
Batting third. At third base, number 5, George Brett.
But the Royals would drop the first 2 games of the best-of-7 series in Toronto.
And they'll take a 2-0 lead to Kansas City on the Al Oliver base hit.
The only consolation for the Royals. There's still time to regroup. See you Friday in KC.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a swing and fouls it back, forcing fastball to Rortvit, the number 9 hitter. From A.J. Smith-Shawver, it's 0-1. Welcome in, Michelle. Your grandfather was highly thought of around these parts as the 0-1. Right down the pipe for a strike, it's 0-2. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. Fastball caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 1 away. 97. That fastball that he needs to use so much more often. Really feel like that needs to be the staple of his repertoire. But they've been pitching backwards all game long. First pitch on the way to the leadoff hitter, Diaz, is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. You're speeding up these guys' bats. If you can bring it 95 to 97 consistently, which he can, is the 0-1. Splitter down and in, 1-1. There's no reason not to believe in that pitch. 1-1 count. Swung on and foul back out of play. 1-2. Rays 1, Braves nothing. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, rifles that into right field. Is it fair? It is. That just went foul, I guess. Bad camera angles here. Let's see. It goes down the right. Yeah, just missed foul. Hit the top of the wall. If it's fair, if it's not gone, it's at the very top of the wall in extra bases. Diaz will head back down to first. Head back down to home, excuse me. The 1-2 from AJ. Sits, turns, brings it. Curve, swung on, bangs it through the hole in between the 5-6 hole, and it's going to be a 1-out single for the Rays. Going with that bender again that Murph keeps dialing up. They're starting to time it up. Shawver comes set. Runner at first. The left-handed bat of Lowe. Take a swing and swat the splitter down the line. It's on 1. To my count, all but 3 of the at-bats have started with that splitter. They'll start sitting on it if Smurf keeps dialing that up. The 0-1. Fastball misses high, 1-1. One count. Righty, lefty. Shawver comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing. Chops it over towards first, and it's off the glove of Olsen. It's going to dribble into the outfield. Ozzie will corral it. See how they score that. Look like from the blind eye that'll probably be an error on Olsen. Yeah, that should be an error on Olsen. See how they score it. I think right now they're putting it as a base hit. That's questionable at best. Let's see if they change that here in a bit. They're calling it a base hit. I'm sure Olsen will tell you that definitely was all on him. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Your batter is Caminero. First pitch on the way from Shawver is another splitter to start the at-bat. Misses the zone. It's 1-0. A lot of good matchups tonight in Major League Baseball. 1-0. Curveball misses 2-0. Later on tonight at 6 o'clock, you got the Royals and Guardians. Then at 7, Angels are at the Astros. Brewers at Diamondbacks at 8. 2-0. 96 misses, 3-0. Really struggling with his command now. Rockies and Padres take place at 8:40 tonight. Cubs, Dodgers. Should be a fun one. 9:10 first pitch. The Rangers are at the Mariners at 9:40. The 3-0, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So the bases are loaded, 1 out. See if Krantz will get out there and talk to him. Definitely struggling with his command at this point. Ronda, the batter, does not look like But they're going to come talk to him. So here's the first pitch to Rhonda. Down and in. It's 1-0. Yeah, John, I'm good. I don't want Seitzer back. You see what the Mariners' offense has been? You don't want to do it, buddy. Trust me. The 1-0, righty-lefty. Pitch on the way. Grab the top of the zone. He's not getting any calls here. 2-0. That splitter hit the top of the zone. And Moscaso all of a sudden is pinching the zone. So Shawver's going to have to come and challenge the batter. He's not. Krantz finally comes waddling out of the dugout. Why they wait until he's behind 2-0 in an at bat? That mentality that this team is managed by, like you're managing a double-A squad trying to develop a player. You're trying to get wins at this level. Krantz heads back to the dugout. Rhonda up 2-0. Bases are juiced. Nowhere to put them. Standing on deck is Christopher Morel, who had a heyday yesterday. Double play would get you out of this, but they need to get a strike. 2-0. Misses 3-0. Went back to that splitter again that he hasn't been hitting the zone with. 3-0 count. You're a Ron at this point. You got to just be sitting there waiting for a strike. 3-0. 93 right down the pipe. 3-1. That's exactly what that was about. He just sat there and waited. See if he was even going to hit the zone. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing, rattles it foul, 3-2. Bases loaded, full count. Rhonda's going to take a timeout real quick. Rhonda back in. The payoff pitch. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So he walks in a run. It'll be an earned run, but I still say that goof by Olsen should be an error. That might have just been home cooking by the Tampa Bay box score keepers. 2-0 your score. Morel stands in. He's been white hot. First pitch on the way. Goes with a curveball off the plate. It's 1-0. He has thrown 55 pitches. 25 have been out of the zone. 1-0. Nowhere near the zone. Make that 26. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. Splitter finally hit the zone. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Splitter down and in. Probably the best splitter he's thrown all afternoon. Most of his splitters really have more of a cut, or excuse me, like a curve to it. That one looked more like a true splitter. They showed it come out of his hands. It came out a lot nicer too, the 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3, curveball. Neighborhood strikeout, 2 away. We'll take it at this point. This has been a rough start here for Shawver. Now he's 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Misner, who's got good speed, coming to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Misner, the left-handed bat, standing in. First pitch on the way is a bender outside the zone. It's 1-0. Appreciate you spending your Saturday afternoon here with Braves Country. Hit the out-of-town scoreboard. Tigers beat the Twins 4-0. 1-0. Nowhere near the zone, 2-0. Fastball out high and wide. Yankees over the Giants 7-2. That game's in the 6th. Blue Jays 3-0 over the Orioles in the 4th. Looks like Suarez is warming up. The 2-0. Right there at the knees, 93 miles an hour, 2-1. Nationals and Marlins are tied at 3 in the 4th. Philly 4-1 over the Cardinals. That game's the final. Mets and A's are scoreless. The 2-1. Fastball right there at the knees, 2-2. Took a little off that fastball, but was able to paint the corner. Sometimes it feels like he's just overthrowing. When he's bringing those 97s, most of the time he's not very accurate with them. Takes a few miles an hour off of it. He can usually pinpoint the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And I'll tell you what, you talk about dancing through danger. He might be tired as all get out, but I'll tell you what, heck of a job by AJ, because that could have been an absolute disaster. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So the new iPhone now lets you say which of your contacts are mentally ill. They call it adding pronouns.
You're completely delusional. I mean, by the way, all of us have become so damn weird. I think we're just hitting our stride. Oh, you think we're hitting our stride? Really? I think we have more costumes in the bar than we do kids. I mean, what if I said I wanted to become a man cheater right now? What would you do? I go get the spots. He's got spots. Why do you have spots? You shouldn't have spots. That's absurd, man. It's absurd. What about the underage drinking scheme? I wasn't even here for that. But that made sense. It worked. You know what? I got to get away from you people. That's what it is. I fly off the handle every 5 seconds now. You know what? Well, you're all insane. I'm storming out. What? Don't copy me. I'm the one who's angry. Damn it. You don't storm out on me. I storm out on you. I'm the one who storms out. I'm the one who's...
Inflation rate month to month was just just an inch.
Thank God inflation's only up an inch. Imagine if it was up a whole foot. My 401k is currently down 2 centimeters.
I'm too old to be worried about why mother don't like me. You and your reason.
So they were down 2-0. George went to his teammates and said, just ride my back. I just follow me.
Everybody says I said before the game, jump on, I'll carry you guys. No, I never said that. I was never that confident. I always had a lot of confidence in my ability, but you don't know who's going to show up. I always played better when I was nervous. Always did. When you're nervous, that means it's important.
Brett's first at bat would come with 2 out in the bottom of the 1st against Toronto's Doyle Alexander.
A ball and a strike to Brett. Well hit deep right. If it stays fair, the Royals are in front. And they are. Home run Brett.
1-0.
If I gave you $1 and your father gave you $1, how many dollars would you have? $1. You don't know your arithmetic. You don't know my father.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson from Rasmussen. This is out of the zone, his 57th of the afternoon. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0. 94, right down the paint, 1-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. Chris Sale Day, 141st pitch. The 1-1 inside, nowhere near the zone, called for a wide strike by Moscaso. I mean, this umpire crew. Olsen's face should become a meme or a gif. He just had like a frown, like, what the hell? The 1-2. Swing, rips it over towards first. Diving stab made by Aranda. He'll flip it to Rasmussen covering the bag. Good defensive play by Aranda. 3-1 on the putout. 1 down. Hard hit ball, good play by Aranda, but he's not having to swing at that pitch if Moscaso's doing his job correctly. One down. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch. Cutter right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, fouls it back. 0-2. (0-2) count. Brings it. Swing, golfs it foul down the line. The 0-2 inside, 94 miles an hour, high and inside, 1-2. Yeah, Hellion, I said that Suarez is warming up in the bullpen earlier. The 1-2, swing, lifts it down the line, foul, we'll do it again. Plenty foul. Got good lift on that one. Now, whether they bring him in right now is a different question. I think it was more if that inning continued to go, you would see Suarez. You'll probably see AJ come back out for the fourth inning. The 1-2, swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Can of corn. Coming over, making the easy catches, Walls, 2 away. It's almost a rinse and repeat of last night and almost the entire season where they've threatened early, they don't cash it in, and then they just kind of go through the at-bats middle part of the game and aren't able to put any kind of pressure on the starting pitcher. Sean Murphy stands in, first pitch down and away. It's 1-0. Not a cloud in the sky right now. So any kind of pop fly, they're all battling that sun. The shade is starting to creep across as the 1-0 pops it up. High into the crowd. 1-1. I'd say that you got a couple of innings before the shade is going to become a big issue. Wind still blistering out towards right field. The 1-1. Swing, pops it up high down the line. 1-2. A's lead the Mets 1-0, so good news on that end. One-two count. Rasmussen is 70th of the day. Inside. Moscaso missed another call. Murph says something, and crickets from the dugouts. Rinse and repeat the whole season. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 2-0. Someone's got to grow a backbone in that dugout.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you a Mets fan? I'm not.
Pains me to have to say this to you, but there's a chance I may not be here at 11. But you have to stand up for what you believe in. We have very strict policies in the Channel 7 News Department. The Girl Scouts called and said, Bill, it's that time of year again. Cookies. They, the little girls, will start knocking on doors this Friday. Could you give us a little plug? About 50,000 little girls. We need your help, big fella. Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but Channel 7 does not allow me to plug you, your pushy little scouts, or your cookies on news programs. I cannot tell viewers about your brand new pecan shorties made of rich shortbread, slow-baked to perfection with crisp pecans, or those mouth-watering chocolate chunk drops of heaven that literally melt in your mouth. Boss says I can't describe, the tag-alongs, two marvelous tastes in one, real peanut butter smothered in rich, vulgar old chocolate. No, the boss rule, don't mention bonds, those luscious Samoas. They're vanilla numbers rolled in toasted coconut. You do that and you'll be fired. No Billy at 5 or 11. It'll be Dana and Robbie if you mention those sinfully delectable little trefoils.
Next at bat, I didn't get my arms extended all the way. They were a little chicken arm, a little kind of ear.
Well hit to right again. Is this number 2?
Hit it good. Thought it was a home run.
Off the top of the wall. He missed number 2 by inches.
It's very difficult for a position player to dominate a game. He's only going to get 4, maybe 5 at-bats, right? Well, it just was one of those games where everything clicked.
Slaps it. Brett makes a fine play and comes home. What a play!
You give me 50 chances, I couldn't have made that play. But I made it that day.
Yeah, you can smile, George. Why not?
Still, despite Brett's heroics, Toronto got to Brett Saberhagen and took a 5-3 lead into the bottom of the 6th, only for Brett to find himself with a big opportunity when he came up with a runner on.
Welcome back. AJ will go back out there for inning number 4. He's at 64 pitches already. First pitch on the way is a bending curveball, about belt high for a strike. Caballero, it's 1-1. Jose Caballero 1 for 1 on the day. The 0-1. Curveball nowhere near the zone. 1-1. Taylor Walls on deck. Wortvit, third hitter of the inning. So the 7-8-9, the 1-1. That ball skied into right field. It's just going to get out of play. There is little to no room between the bullpens that they have out there and where the outfield's end. The outfield line literally sits up against the wall. Of course, this is a spring training stadium, so you can't expect the moon and the stars. Rays are trying to reconstruct their stadium that was torn up by, I believe that was Helene, but one of the hurricanes from last year ripped through and tore up the entire dome. 1-2, splitter misses inside, 2-2. Two count. Swing, that ball's ripped down the third base line, just foul. You'd be doing good to get Shawver through 5 innings. He's about to throw pitch number 70. That's probably a big question mark at that. The 2-2, swing, lifts it into right field, and that's going to get in front of Kelly. He dives for it, but really no reason to do that as it jumped in front of him, bounces off his chest, rolls away, but the runner will stay at first, and it's another leadoff runner for the Rays. That's really the danger that the Braves encounter here when they put Elder and Shawver back-to-back in the order like this in the rotation, because you've got two guys that really struggle, and you're going to tax the bullpen. First pitch on the way is up top. This is high curveball. It's 1-0. Of course, they're coming off a game where Schwellenbach pitched great, but it goes to extra innings. The bullpen should be just about reset at this point to 1-0. Swung on, rifles back foul, 2-0. But it just hamstrings you as a manager because you can't just go out and pull them, because you could really affect the bullpen for several days if you don't manage it correctly. 1-1 count. Turns around and flips over to first. The good news is with Sale going tomorrow, if Sale can get right, you've got an opportunity to reset that bullpen if he can go 6 or 7 strong tomorrow. 1-1 count. Is it Milton? Okay. Well, there was about 3 Hurricanes that ripped through at the same time. The 1-1. I know Helene's the one that tore up through Georgia. 1-1, runner goes. Pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up high. Third base side, and Riley is going to have room, and he's going to fire over to first, and they're going to double up the runner. I did not realize that ball was going to stay in play. A bang-bang double play. Good play by Riley. Walls skies the ball over towards third, and the runner had taken off, and I think he thought the ball was going to be out of play. He slid. That's really what it was. He slid, and he got back up and started trotting back towards first. By the time he picked up speed, it was nowhere near enough time to get back. Perfect throw by Riley from the other side of the diamond as well, as his back was laying on the nets. First pitch right there is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Never know what can spark a team. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 94 miles an hour, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Great job by the Braves dugout, the third base side, letting Riley know it's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. All right, Braves, let's wake up. Let's do something. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-0. It is far from over, Braves country.
Well, I totally consider myself a people person in my head. In reality, I'm probably more like a coffee person.
No does not mean stop. No means find another way.
This piece of advice comes directly from Dr. Bill Cosby's dating manual.
I believe everything that anyone else has watched Chad play impresses me. The same thing impresses them.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Grandpa, would you like to take us fishing and tell us life lessons and stories about your childhood?
I got a better idea. Why don't you boys go dig a hole and I'll get another beer?
Someone didn't love you enough when you were little, did they?
Good call.
Ladies, if he doesn't help you with your bags at the airport, that's not your boyfriend. That's your baggage.
Now, let's be honest. There are some players that do not want to be at home plate with the game on the line. George reveled in it, embraced it, loved it, and usually delivered.
I always thought of myself as a clutch player. I think the more nervous I was, the more clutch I was.
Alexander has to come to him in this situation. Wilson at first, nobody out. Well hit to left center. Back goes Mosby, along with Bell. Forget it. Home run Brett. George Brett certainly has no superior and may have no equal as a showcase player in all of baseball. Any second now, he'll be coming out for the curtain call, and there he is.
George willed the Royals to win Game 3.
Ground ball. Well, he's in a slump. It's only a single, and he's 4 for 4.
That was the best game by far I've ever played in my life.
It's popped up, and appropriately it will be Brett. Kansas City wins it.
He'd almost single-handedly won the game and would hit .348 overall in the series.
Welcome back. First pitch to De La Cruz is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 swing and a miss cutter. 0-2. Braves trail 2-0. That's the bad news. The good news is it could be a lot worse. They've had a lot of ducks on the pond all day long. 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. Look at the tail of the tape. Braves, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Rays, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And Atlanta is also the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good night, Irene. Chase that one off the plate, out of the zone. I think it's time to get Stuart Fairchild in that lineup. De La Cruz. I mean, that one was terrible. One away. Braves have walked 2. So the Rays have had 8 base runners. Jared Kelenic, the batter, first pitch on the way, curveball at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 95, right there for a strike. 0-2. Rasmussen at 76 pitches. You'd like to see some extended bats, if nothing else, to get him out of this game. He started off with a high pitch count. Now he's kind of getting it under control. He could go 6 if this keeps up. The 0-2. Check swing, went around, strike 3. 2 down, and Nick Allen still inexplicably is batting 9th in this order. He gives more of the good at bats. I don't care that he doesn't have power. I'd rather see him at the plate more often than some of these other guys like Kelenic and De La Cruz who just keep striking out. First pitch on the way to Allen is down and away, four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. I haven't seen an update on Verdugo. I don't know if he's ready, Mark. 1-0. Swung on and lifted into right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. So what do you know? Mr. Does it every time, does it this time, gets a base hit. It's usually just a flare or a bunt, but he gives you professional at-bats. Keeps the line moving. Now Harris comes to the plate. A tying run. If Verdugo does come to the show for the Braves, just realize he's not what he was a few years ago. But I do think that he could give you good at-bats. I would hope he could. First pitch on the way to Harris is swung on. First pitch, pop-up. And they should just rename his number that. First pitch, pop-up. Harris, gone. We're gone. We'll be back in a flash. Going to the bottom of the inning. Braves trail 2-0.
Bruh, the clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings and still isn't as sensitive as some of you motherfuckers.
About 4:15, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I scratch my and you know what I do after that? I have a captain and black coffee. Because you know what I am? I'm a savage. Savages drink. We drink.
How much postage does it take to send a letter to Canada?
Who's it going to?
Canada. It says, Dear Canada, you.
Andres Galarraga is at first base. There's Andre Galarraga. Spell his name backwards and you get Agarala.
The Royals went on to win it in 7 games and put themselves in the Fall Classic. They'd call it the I-70 Series, a face-off between two Missouri teams separated by 250 highway miles. It would go back and forth until the Royals found themselves on the verge of elimination in Game 6.
The Cardinals 3 outs away from the second World Championship in 4 seasons.
It was the bottom of the 9th, and they were trailing 1-0 as George Orta led off against Todd Burrell.
Little squibber to the right side.
I was sitting in the first base dugout, so we had a pretty good view of what was going on.
Laurel races over to cover. The throw doesn't get him. Laurel got to the bag in an argument here, and here comes Herzog.
The play just wasn't smooth. And I could have swore sitting in the first base dugout that he was safe.
Looks like he's out. Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Guess what? He was out. Fortunately for us, he called him safe.
Welcome back. First pitch by Shawver is inside, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, down and away, 2-0. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way, right there for a strike, 2-1. Two-one count. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Chase the splitter off the edge. That splitter just doesn't really split. Like they're calling that a splitter, but a true splitter starts about belt high or lower and then fades out of the zone. That one hooks. Almost like a cut or a flat slider, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That one did split. That's probably his. If that's not the best one, it's at least the second best splitter of the day. See, it's got to be the way he's delivering it because right there they just showed the replay, and it looks like a perfect split coming out of his hand. So you just wonder what it looks like coming out of the hand when he's not doing that. First pitch on the way, 93. We'd love to have that call. Come on, Moscaso. Wake up back there, son. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 93 at the knees. 1-1. 11 times in the past week, Michael Harris has been out on the first pitch. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And I don't know what it is, but when they put him in the leadoff position, he gets less patient. He seems like he's a much better batter when he's right there in the middle of the order. It's like he thinks he has to ambush to get on. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul down the first baseline. Hard hit, but foul. We'll do it again. One-two count. It's a bit of a delay down the right field line to get that squared away. Shawver is sitting at 85 pitches now. If he can get through 5, that would be an accomplishment considering how rocky this has been. The 1-2. Chopped over towards first. Olson's got it. Flips it to AJ. Steps on the pillow. 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Caminero to the plate. Caminero. First pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Caminero homered his first time up in the first inning. 405-foot blast down the left field line. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. We've seen Harris get hot before as the 1-1. That ball's belted down the line, but foul. Third baseline, left field line. That thing had legs on it. 1-2. So it's not that Harris can't hit, that he doesn't have the talent. I just don't know if he's a fit at the top of the order. Now, you don't have a lot of options. It seems like he just puts better bats in the middle of the order. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. I wouldn't hate to see Nick Allen lead off because I'll tell you what, the guy gets on base, and when he gets on base, he's a threat to steal. And then it takes the idea out that he's needing to drive someone in. He's just trying to get on. The 2-2. Oh, looking strike 3. Four-seam fastball. His best friend, if he'll use it, that'll end the inning. Braves trail by only 2. We got 4 left. The heart of the order coming up for your Atlanta Braves.
What's your type?
6 foot, money, Mexican, well-mannered.
Where the do you find a 6-foot Mexican?
Italian food.
What?
You once asked what I wanted for dinner. The answer is Italian food. And maybe it's weird to meet a girl who doesn't care about carbs, and my answer to that is it's nice to meet you.
Do you want to do Uber Eats or not?
Maybe I'm a mess. Maybe I'm a dork. Maybe I forgot to pick up our kids from daycare. But guess what? I'm your mess. I'm your dork. I'm your forgotten.
Where? I'm sorry, where are the kids?
And that's what I love about you. You don't care. Well, I just said it. I love you. I love you.
I love you too, but are you going to pick up the boys from daycare?
Trader Joe's.
What?
We had just walked out of the parking lot. I said, we have to go back in. We forgot the dark chocolate-covered peanut butter cups. And then you pulled them out of your bag. You had remembered them. That's when I fell in love with you.
That was last week.
So it's too soon. I moved too fast. Yeah.
We've been married for 7 years.
Well, maybe you're scared, but I'm not.
First base umpire is Dinkinger, American League.
The people in St. Louis to this day still think it was Game 7 because they think they lost the World Series on that call. They still dropped a pop-up that inning.
And Clark doesn't know where he is.
They still had a pass ball.
That gets away from Porter, and the runners move up.
And they still blame that on Dankinger.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
Braves Country Radio. Austin Riley, your batter. First pitch on the way. 95, misses outside wide. New pitcher is Rodriguez. It's 1-0. So Rasmussen, though he still had some pitches to give, they went ahead and pulled him. Seems like he goes 5 innings, and that's it for him. 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. Two-0 count. Swing, rips it down the line. 2-1. The 2-1. Right there, slider. 2-2. Two count. Swing, rips it into left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. There we go. Maybe we can get something going here.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Ozuna stands in. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Kicks and fires. You go around. He did not. 1-1. 1-1 count. Go off to a poor start. Braves are just one swing away from tying this one. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. The shadows are starting to creep across home plate. That could be an issue for the next couple of innings. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. Good take by Ozuna. Rodriguez, the right-hander. His 10th pitch of the inning. Swing and a miss, 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Got him. One away. Good hard pitch down on the inside, and that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. First pitch on the way is 95 inside. For ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, rips it down the first base line. That's going to be down for a base hit. Austin Riley's going to go first to third, and your Atlanta Braves got a runner in scoring position again. See if they can actually hit pay dirt. Good hard hit by Olson. Smoked it past the first baseman, Aranda. He was holding Riley, and as the ball was hit, it basically, if Riley stands put, it hits him in the feet. So because he was holding him on, that opened up the hole, and Olson took advantage for the base hit. They're going to go out there and talk to Rodriguez real quick. Manuel Rodriguez. Right-hander having a powwow with all the infield as we got runners on the corners, one out. Tampa Bay 6-7 on the year. They're a game and a half out of the AL East race, which is a tight one. Here comes Ozzie Albies, first pitch down and in inside. It's 1-0. One swing could change this game in a hurry as the shadows creep across home plate. The 1-0. Inside 2-0. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Two-0 count, down and in, ball 3-0, 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer. The 3-0 to Ozzie, swing, hits it hard on the ground over to second. It's going to be close to being a double play. Did they get him? They did. Ozzie didn't really look like he was busting down the line, to be honest with you. And that'll cost him as the Braves strand two runners. Good play by Lau, and they gun down Ozzie. That's a close play. If he would have showed a little more hustle, he's safe. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You know, I'll either post my way into your friends list or into your block list. There is no in between.
Paging all baseball fans to the ER because this is the story of how George Clooney was almost a Cincinnati Red. The year was 1977, and the Reds had just come off back-to-back World Series titles, and they were holding tryouts at the team's facility for the upcoming season. At the time, Clooney was regarded as one of the nation's top high school players as a 16-year-old, and he thought this would be his ticket to the big league. After his first tryout failed, and he didn't make the team, he tried to give it another shot and attended a second tryout. Prior to the second tryout, he worked to improve his arm and his speed, two things he knew the scouts would be looking for, but there was one problem. He could hit a fastball, and he was very good in the field, but he had one giant flaw. He couldn't hit the curveball. After taking an 82-mile-an-hour curveball near his head, he knew baseball wasn't his thing. Although he didn't make it to the major leagues, I think he had a pretty good plan B.
I promise y'all, ain't nobody seen me at my lowest or seen me look the worst like my local Dollar General.
Then to wind up in that bad seat where I was, way up the top of Dodger Stadium.
Good seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag. He missed the tag.
All that front row stuff, or he missed the tag, all those things have become part of Americana. They really have.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest addition to the great monuments at a great ballpark, the real Bob Uecker front row statue.
That commercial got lots of attention, including from a well-regarded director in Hollywood who was about to cast his latest movie.
I had seen him in the Miller Lite commercials, and I thought he was incredibly funny. I knew that he had that. There was something about his whole persona that suggested Harry Doyle to me. Harry Doyle was a combination of somebody I imagined and just thinking about Bob Uecker.
I'm so proud of myself. I got 8 hours of sleep. It took me 3 days, but I got 8 hours.
Rafael Montero comes on. Montero coming over from the Houston Astros. Right-hander. Had a big part in Thursday night's win against Philadelphia in extra innings, if you missed that. First pitch on the way is inside, almost gets him. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Inside 2-0. 2-0 count. Righty-lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the splitter down and away, 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Splitter on the outer edge, 2-1. What you can expect from Montero, 34-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. Won a World Series of the 2022 Houston Astros. Been there since 2022, actually 2021, where he came over at the trade deadline. It's the 2-2, misses 3-2. He was on that team that the Braves beat for the World Series in 2021. As far as his pitch mix, is the payoff pitch. Swing, knocks it foul, we'll do it again. He throws 4 pitches, a 4-seam, splitter, slider, and sinker. Really relies heavily on that 4-seamer and the splitter. The slider and sinker just come in at 8-9% respectively, just to keep you off balance. The payoff pitch, inside, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. The Mets have scored out in Oakland. It's 2-1 Athletics in the 6th inning. Christopher Morel, the batter, 0 for 2. First pitch is 94 off the paint. It's 1-0. You just wonder how much rest this team had, because normally Ozzy's busting it out of the box there. And he wasn't like he was just barely going out, but he was not breaking it. And if he puts on the gas a little bit, he's going to beat out that play. But you wonder when you get the extra innings and then turn around and play the game last night and then have the early game today, if that one win might cost us 2. The 1-1. This is outside, 2-1. 2-1 count. Infield is back and to the left. Montero comes set. 3-1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses the zone entirely. Morel with the home run last night. You can't just lay one in there to him. Wind still blowing out to center. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Chase that fastball off the edge, full count. You'd love a double play ball here. Morel's going to be tough to double up. He's got pretty good speed. The payoff pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. So Montero's come out of the pen and given 2 free bases. He wasn't added to this bullpen for anything but essentially the front of the pen. A guy who comes in when you're trailing a little bit early in the game. Is not really. Now, he came in the other night in extra innings, but that was because they were running out of pitchers. And he did a good job. He got the job done, but he's not someone you can expect to come out of the pen and pitch extremely well. He has a hard fastball, but at 34 years old, he's not quite what he was a few years back. So first and second, nobody out. Speed at the plate in Mesner. First pitch on the way to Montero. Swing and a miss. Splitter. It's a 1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Misses. 1-1. He's been working on that splitter, changing the delivery angle He used to throw more of an actual changeup, and he's gone to that split where he changed the approach on the ball. 1-1 misses 2-1. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Rifles it foul. 2-2. You can get back in this game in a hurry in this stadium the way the ball flies out of here. It's not indicative of the score today, but it is a bandbox. Braves just have to hold the line and keep the game within reason. They can get back in it. The 2-2. Swing, hits it up the middle, and off the glove of Allen. That's going to be an E6, or at least it should be. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. Allen, who's played pretty good defense all spring, that one's entirely on him. I'm sure he'll tell you. See what happened here if it got a funny bounce. It goes off the mound. He just whiffed at it. I don't know if he misjudged it because it went off the mound, but he really didn't have to charge it the way he was. He was going to at least get the runner at second. First pitch on the way is a splitter right there for a strike. It's 0-1. That's the kind of thing that'll lose you playing time, because the one thing Arcia would be able to do is make that play. If Arcia's playing defense there, that's a double play. Now he doesn't get on base much anymore. It's the 0-1 swing. Fouls it back. It's weird, too, because I just saw a side angle. That ball hit him right in the glove. It just popped out of his glove. I don't know if he jarred it out while he was charging forward, but that was a strange one. I thought it had gone off the glove. It actually went in the webbing and popped out. The 0-2. Nowhere near the zone. 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer. 1-2. Could use a huge strikeout here. Now, I'm almost wondering if you might be better off DHing Arcia. The 2-2 down and in. Or 1-2 down and in, 2-2. You could just let the pitcher hit, let him stand up there and bunt, have Nick Allen bat for Arcia. Might be onto something. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Got him. Big strike out there. One away. One down, and that'll bring the number 8 hitter, Taylor Walls, to the plate. Big strike out there. Righty-lefty matchup. And you do have the shadows about halfway from the mound to home. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. A little more difficult to see the ball coming out of their hands when it's like that. The 0-1. Of course, this stadium's not built for 4 o'clock first pitch. They're built for those 1 o'clock games. The 0-1. Drag bunt. Here comes the ball back to the mound. Montero's got it. He'll flip it to Murphy. Murphy, no real chance to get Walls down the line, so he'll keep it in his pocket. 2 away. Big out number 2 there. Not a bad idea by Walls. He just didn't execute the bunt well. Walls has good speed, so Murphy was never going to be able to throw him out. Only thing you can do there is make matters worse. Number 9 hitter, Rort, the batter. First pitch on the way, splitter down, misses. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty. Rortfit is 0 for 2. The 1-0. Misses high to it. 2-0 count. Need a strike here. The 2-0. Swing, pops it up, back foul, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Just misses the zone. 3-1. He has been pinching them all game long. And that's a big ball 3 because now you got nowhere to put Rortvedt. The top of the order is on deck. 3-1. Right there for a strike, full count. Rortvedt didn't like it. About the same area that the last pitch was, but I guess it was a touch more inside. It was the splitter once again. Now the runners are going to be on the go with 2 outs and a full count. Payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over towards second. Ozzie to Olsen. Got it. Well, we danced out of danger once again. Let's go grab the bats and see if we can get a bloop and a blast. It's 2-0 Tampa.
Don't come around asking me no dumbass like, oh, what do you like most about your job? Payday, lunch break, and leaving that motherfucker. That's all I got for you. These jobs be quick to say, we're a family. Well, damn, what kind of family member is you leaving me broke while you collecting all the damn money? You got me out here overworked, underpaid. I'm doing the job of 6 people. I gave you my opinion. You didn't take it. What kind of family this is? I must be the black sheep or something. Well, obviously, I'm not your favorite niece, then bye. Can you work overtime? No, I cannot. Can you move out of the door so I can get up out of here?
What are you doing? It's a game of touch. Every time I look over, you're on your ass again.
Right in the air of my lungs, I'd scream at you.
Before we selected our top 9 first basemen, we established a few ground rules. They had to have played in the modern era with at least 900 major league games at the position. Since first base is a place where you can really flash the leather, we did consider their fielding prowess. But in this case, gold gloves took a back seat to silver bats, and take into consideration how the player performed against his peers. So here are your top 9 first basemen. Number 9. With 573 home runs, Harmon Killebrew is the second all-time home run hitter among first basemen.
Harmon Killebrew was the best home run hitter I ever saw.
A drive deep to left, way back.
He hit 47, 48, 49 home run every year.
Harmon could hit some of the longest home runs and some of the highest home runs. I mean, his balls just kept carrying.
And there it goes. It's way, way back. It's a home run. Uh-oh. There she goes. Over everything. Home run for Killebrew.
The man they called Killer was the most valuable player in 1969 and played in 13 All-Star games. He was the heart and soul of a franchise for 21 years. In 1984, Harmon was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
Welcome back. Sean Murphy leads us off. First pitch on the way is swung on and belted high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong, a solo shot, his second of the year, 403 happy feet over the wall. 109 miles an hour off the bat. Your Atlanta Braves have cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Fastball on the outer edge, and he planted his foot and slammed it over the center field wall. That ball left in a hurry. Rodriguez still the pitcher. De La Cruz, your batter. First pitch on the way, outside wide. Misses, well of the zone, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, slider out there. 1-1. It's like Clevenger is warming up in the bullpen, the left-hander for the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-1. Swing, gets a piece of it, knocks it foul. 1-2. De Los Santos and Daysbel Hernandez are both warming up in the Atlanta pen. 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. They check down the line, and home first base umpire Tom Hanahan said he went around, one away. See another look. I don't know about that one. That's a neighborhood one. That'll do it for Rodriguez. He gave up the one-run shot by Murphy, but struck out De La Cruz. Here comes the lefty out of the pen to face Kelenic. We'll see if they might bring in Fairchild or someone else to face him. We'll be back in a flash.
I just want to say to the school teacher that said I wouldn't turn out to be any more than a construction worker and alcoholic, man, you, that was a lucky guess.
On this date, in 1947, during the 6th inning of an exhibition game against the minor league team at Ebbets Field, the Montreal Royals, Dodgers president Branch Rickey issues a brief statement to the press. The two sentences that will change the game forever when the team announces, quote, "The Brooklyn Dodgers today purchased Jackie Roosevelt Robinson's contract from the Montreal Royals. He will report immediately." On this date in 1959, on opening day, Nellie Fox goes 5 for 7 and hits an unlikely 2-run home run in the top of the 14th inning to beat Detroit at Briggs Stadium, 9-7. The White Sox second baseman, called Mighty Might by his teammates, did not homer in 623 at-bats last season. On this date, 1981, on opening day, Chicago White Sox catcher Carlton Fisk, playing the first game of his career while not wearing a Red Sox uniform, makes a dramatic return to Fenway, hitting a 3-run homer in the 8th to tie the score at 3 apiece. Chicago will tack on 2 more in the 9th, beating Boston 5-3. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. Braves trail by 1. New left-hander on the mound. Clevenger coming on. Garrett Clevenger's got a 4.91 ERA so far this season. Of course, limited work. 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. And it will be Stu Fairchild. First pitch on the way is a bending slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Fairchild coming on for Kid Kelenic. The 0-1. Up top for a strike. Just kind of a floating slider up there, 0-2. A little surprised Fairchild didn't pull the trigger on that one, but trying to get his bearings. This is coming off the bench cold and hasn't seen Clevenger before. 0-2 count. Set up inside and high. Here's the pitch. Swing and a missed, strike 3. Another slider. He can't hit a slider, evidently. 2 away. Two down. And Nick Allen, the batter, he takes a swing at the first pitch he sees and drops it into right field. Once again, Mr. Allen is on base. The tying run is at first. Coming to the plate is Michael Harris. If Harris can hook one of those sliders, we could be in business here. Just kind of knocks it off the end of the bat and dropped it into right field. Allen's got speed. You wouldn't hate to see him go here, and that if he can't get on, Harris would at least lead off the 8th, hopefully trailing by just the 1 run. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Harris is 96 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 as the shadows creep towards the mound. Swing and a miss, slider. Well out in front of that one, 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves 1, Rays 2, top of the 7th. Allen leaning off of first. Here's the pitch. And he's going to flip it over to first real quick. You think that slow slider is coming to the plate near Allen, be a perfect time to go. Whether or not he can get a good jump or not, the left-hander on the mound staring him down. The 0-2. Fakes the go. Here's the pitch. Sweeper well outside the zone. Pitch out territory, 1-2. They can get one down in the gap. Allen's got the speed to get home. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Good block by Wortvit behind the plate, keeping Nick Allen out of scoring position. If Harris can find his way on, Austin Riley stands on deck. The 2-2. 3-2. That pitch was in the dirt. Big question is, would Clevenger face Riley? This is his third batter, so they could go back to the bullpen. Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, wants to do that. So a full count, and now Allen will be off to the races. The payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So that'll put runners on first and second, put the tying run in scoring position. Looks like Kevin Cash is going out there, so they must be about to pull the trigger on this, on the left-hander. He doesn't normally go out there unless they're going to make a pitching change. That being said, we're going to hit you with another on this date. Looks like the right-hander will be coming out. We saw him last night. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date, 1906, at Brooklyn's Washington Park, Boston Bean Eater rookie Johnny Bates becomes the first modern player to homer in his first major league at bat. The 23-year-old outfielder connects off Harry McIntyre in the top of the second inning in the team's 2-0 opening day victory over the Superbas. On this date, 1916, on opening day, the New York Giants begin the season with a 5-4 loss to the Philadelphia Phillies at the Old Baker Bowl. The game marks the debut of New York's new purple plaid uniforms, a trend that will last only 1 year. And on this date in 1966, Atlanta's first ever major league game goes to extra innings when Pittsburgh beats the hometown Braves 3-2. The game deadlocked at 1 in the top of the 13th. Starter Tony Cloninger, who will go the distance, gives up a 2-run home run to Willie Stargell. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back, Braves Country. We got another tight one. Braves trail 2-1. Edwin Ucida's coming back into the game. Last night he gave up 2 runs in 1 inning of work. Both of them home runs. Austin Riley will be the batter. He throws a changeup, a 4-seam, and a cutter. Out even Steven across the board with those. Comes in about 94, 95 miles an hour, top end. First pitch on the way to Riley is a four-seamer, 92 on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Riley, 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Could use another one right here, as the Shadows are almost at the pitcher's mound now. 0-1, swinging him. I just got a piece of that, fought it off as a cutter on the edge. 0-2, might have chased it off the plate a little bit. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. Tampa Bay leads it 2-1. Uceta comes set. Oh, man, that was a bad at bat. Chased the changeup down around his shoe tops. That'll end the inning. Braves get one on the board. It's time to stretch, Braves country. We're back in this one.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the night. Find me something to crack jack.
Welcome back. Daysbel Hernandez will be your pitcher. First pitch on the way, 97 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Diaz, the leadoff hitter, does not like that call at all. Welcome to the game, Diaz. We've been dealing with this guy all night long. 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. Braves trying to steal one late. Trailed 2-0. A solo home run by Murphy made it 2-1 last inning. The 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. By the time the Braves get back out there to grab the bats, the pitcher will be totally covered by the shades. That'll help a little bit. There's a little bit of sunlight that kind of creeps in between, but not nearly as bad as it was about an inning ago. 2-2 count. Hernandez delivers. Swung on, chopped over towards third, but it'll roll foul in between home and third. Murphy swats it towards the dugout. Same two teams tomorrow. Chris Sale Day going up against Shane Baz. Should be a pretty good matchup. The 2-2 swing. Lifts it into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Off the wall, poorly played by Harris. Jumps over his head. Harris recovers and gets it into the infield. It's going to be a leadoff double by Tampa. Not what you wanted from Daysbel coming out of the chute. Runner in scoring position already. Lau, Caminera, and Aranda will now be due up. The 2, 3, 4 hitters of the Rays. Third double of the season by Diaz. First pitch on the way. Slider nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kansas City and Cleveland are just getting underway. Yankees lead the Giants 8-4 in the ninth. 2-0 count. A's have now opened up a 3-1 lead in the eighth against the Mets. As Ozzie, Sean, and Hernandez are all having a quick powwow on the mound. I think Sean was wanting to give him a second to settle it down, but I think Ozzie might have been out there to talk about strategy with Diaz sitting there at second, where they're planning on pitching, so he knows where to direct the infield. Two to 1 your score, 2-0 your count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 96 up top, 2-1. The 2-1, right there at the knees. Good slider, 2-2. Two count. Hernandez delivers. Swing, pops it up. High into left field, but underneath it is De La Cruz for a loud out number one. Diaz goes back and tags the base, acts as though he might run, but A, no chance, and B, doesn't really have the greatest of speed. He's a solid runner, but he's not what you would consider a speed demon. Caminero coming to the plate now. 405-foot shot in the first inning. Drew blood first. The first pitch on the way to Caminero is 97, right down the track for a strike. It's 0-1. He's their big youngster that they're planning on building around down here in Tampa. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 98, 0-2. Good defensive third baseman. He has got heck of a bat as well. He really tore up the minor leagues. Came up last year and battled injuries, but he has been nothing short of fantastic. The 0-2. Did he go around? Murphy didn't check down the line, but didn't get the call. 1-2. 1-2 count. On deck, the left-handed bat of Aranda. The pitch. 90-mile-an-hour slider misses high. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing just gets a piece of that. Drags it foul into the third base dugout of your Atlanta Braves. The week looks like this coming up for the Braves. We've got Tampa Bay tomorrow at 1:40 first pitch. Then we head to Toronto as the 2-2 is rifled foul down the first base side. We'll play Monday and Tuesday night at 7:07 in Toronto, and then a 1:07 getaway day on Wednesday. We're off Thursday, and we come home to face the Twins on Friday. The 2-2 misses outside, ball 3-2. So Hernandez is nibbled around, and now you got a full count. The 3-2 just gets a piece of that slider. We'll do it again. We come back, it'll be a 6-game homestand against the Twins in St. Louis before we head out west back again against Arizona and Colorado. The payoff pitch. Swing just got a piece of that. I mean, maybe a stitch or two to stay alive. Full count once again. It's a long at bat here by Caminero. This will be the 10th pitch of the at bat. Daysbell's 21st pitch of the inning. Payoff pitch. Slaps it back, foul once again. That time he went with the slider. It came in on his hands. Just fisted it back. The 3-2. Swing, pops it back, foul, will do it again. War of attrition out here between these two. Rays 2, Braves 1, bottom 7. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. 2 away. Finally dialed back that inside fastball, and he could not keep up. After a steady diet of those sliders, that had to look like 1,000 miles an hour to Cabanera. Rhonda, the first baseman, cleanup hitter, your batter. First pitch on the way, 98, misses high and out of the zone, 1-0. Braves will have Ozuna, Olsen, and Ozzie due up in the top of the 8th. Hopefully trailing by just the 1 run, the 1-0. Right there. Slider up top, right in his kitchen. It's 1-0. De Los Santos warming up in the pen. You would come on if the Braves trail by more. The 1-1, swing, and a miss. 1-2, slider right there. One-two count. Hernandez about to throw his 27th pitch of the inning. Good Lord, right there at the knees. 2-2. He has called that a strike 100 times today. We don't get the call there. And there's a decent frame by Murphy as well. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to first, and it gets past the diving glove of Matt Olson. Here comes the throw from Fairchild well up the line, and it's 3-1 Tampa. So that borderline call that we did not get results in a run. And the Rays doubled their lead to 2. It'll bring Christopher Morel, just past the diving glove of Olsen. That ball was scorched. Once again, Diaz does not run well, but Fairchild in the outfield over Kelnick is a huge advantage. First pitch on the way from Morel is swung on and popped up high in the sky. Who wants it? Allen will get it. That'll end the inning, but not before Tampa puts one on the board. We go to 8, trailing by 2. Let's go, Braves country.
If we are ever in a don't laugh situation, don't even glance at me.
Okay, so you guys keep asking me, what was it about my wife that attracted me the most? I'll tell you, I fell in love the moment she told me that she was bi.
Bi? You wrong. I never said that to you.
Of course, I found out later she meant polar, but that's... Oh, it's a condition! It's a condition!
I don't need to be a scientist. I could just look like one. So I bought these.
Glasses? I really don't think that's going to change. Oh, my God.
I know, right?
Believe it or not, American mathematical scientist George Dantzig was once late to class when in college and solved 2 famously unsolved statistics problems because he thought they were homework.
Bro, if you pour ice water on a hot dog, does it become a chili dog?
No, don't tell me he's at it again.
Dude, you technically have 2 minutes to live, but every time you breathe, it restarts the timer.
Sorry.
Taxes are just a yearly subscription to the country that you live in. Childhood is the free trial. Sorry. Bro, your eraser slowly dies because of your mistakes. Sorry. Bro, the number of people older than you will never increase.
I can't help it that I'm custom made. I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long. I can't help it.
That's all you had to do was play Game 7.
And the pitch is again drilled to left field, hooking down the line, and a 2-0 lead. 3-0 Royals, 8-0. They're in double figures, and it's 11-0 as this massacre goes on.
You didn't show up for Game 7, you lost 11-0. Suck on it.
It's over right away, so they knew they were going to win.
This Kansas City team and their fans are ready to start celebrating.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna from Hunter Big is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Fastball right down the pipe, 1-1. He's got a four-seam, a slider, and a curve. Average fastball's around 97 miles an hour. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider down the way. 1-2. Of course, he's got a big advantage because these guys have not seen him before. One-two count. Here's the pitch. Down and away, good take by Ozuna that time, 2-2. Matt Olson stands on deck. Ozuna can get on. He would represent the tying run. 2-2. Swing. Rips it into right field, and that's down for a base hit. All right, let's go, Braves country. Leadoff single by Ozuna. Don't believe they'll pinch run for Marcell yet. Seems a little early to do that. They will not. He'll stand at first. Matt Olson, your batter. First pitch on the way. Swing. Chopper towards second. He's going to get Ozuna and double up Olson, who's trotting down the line, lollygagging 2 down. So if you're scoring at home, it's a 4-3 put out. Ozuna tried to do his best to avoid the tag and stop. And a weak shovel pass from low to first. Olson is so slow. I think what would have worked there is they did get him. They were looking at it, but I believe they got him. Looking at the play, yeah, they got him. What would have worked there is what you saw the Mets doing a couple of years ago, where the runner just sits down. And if you sit down to give yourself up, so to speak, they got to come over and tag you and reach down to tag you and then throw. And Olson's probably going to be safe, but that's not taught by Snicker and company, so can't expect them to instinctively think of it. But it was a pretty good. Tell you what, that ball was snow-coned out of the glove of the first base. They did challenge. That was a bad challenge. So we're out of challenges now. I think that might have been just because it was so late they were hoping for a lucky call. But that rally has been killed by the slow-footed Olson. Ozzie Albies will come to the plate. First pitch on the way to Ozzie. It swung on and chopped down the first base side. It's 0-1. His team is yet to win a game on the road. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing lifted into right center field. Fairly deep. Is that going to go? That is going to go. Ozzie Albies with a one-run shot, a solo shot, and the Braves have cut it down to 1 once again. 375 happy feet off the bat. Ozzie Albies 102 miles an hour.
I'm the Wiz.
Man, does that double play really loom large now? Sean Murphy will be your batter. Remember, he's homered earlier. First base to Sean is a slider up top, hanging slider. It's a 1. Still just seems like a tired team in that dugout. There's not a lot of emotion. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh-2 count. Comes set. Brings the pitch. Screen is frozen. I do apologize. So an 0-2 count. High and out of the zone, 1 and 2. The 1-2. Pitch on the way, down and away, 2 and 2. 2-2 count. Comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing, lifted high, deep into center field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Rama-lama, ding-dong, a hanging shot, a solo shot, the second of the night for Mr. Sean Murphy and your Atlanta Braves. Have tied this baby up. Wow. The hanging slider just kept going and going and going. And she gone. So 3-3 your score, top of the 8th inning. I had to change my view, so I do apologize. As the first pitch on the way, missed for a ball to De La Cruz. Second one's right there for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. The 1-2. Time is called. Now we're back to normal. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. The 2-2 just below the knees. Full count. Braves 3, Rays 3. Pitch on the way. Down and away, ball 4. So they'll send on down to first base. We've got a runner at first. 2 outs. Pitching coach is heading out there, so this might be his inning to win or lose. Haven't really paid attention to the Rays as far as what their bullpen looks like. They did get give up 10 runs on Thursday, so they may be taxed. Remember, Fairbanks came on last night. I believe that was the third time he had been used in 4 days, but I might be off by a day on that. But nonetheless, the batter's going to be Fairchild. First pitch on the way. He's going to flip it over there to first to keep De La Cruz close by. It's 1-0. Got a 1-0 count to Fairchild as I had to restart my screen, so I do apologize for a delay. They're having some issues, per usual, on the MLB side of things. The 1-0. Comes set, kicks and fires. Slider down and away, 2-0. Nick Allen stands on deck. Tell you what, that pickoff move, they're showing the replay on that. That was pretty close. The 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1. 97-mile-an-hour fastball up top. Braves have some other options here. They could have pinch hit Baldwin off the bench and then stick Eli White in the outfield. After this, the 2-1 misses high, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. You also have RC on the bench, but obviously he's more of a defensive specialist. Three-one count. Righty, here's the pitch. Swing lifted into center field, going back on the track and at the wall. We found out today Stu Fairchild has warning track power because everyone else on this team would have knocked that out of the park. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves have tied it up 3-3. We head to the bottom of 8.
Marriage tip. If your wife has a friend that annoys you, don't tell her to stop being friends with her. Just casually mention how pretty she is.
I hate this place. If something ever happened, if you died or something like that, something ever happened to you, I'd have to get another wife because I hate somebody to have to do my shopping.
That's rude. Are you planning on me dying or something?
Well, no, I'm just saying I hate grocery shopping.
Well, you don't have to come.
I know.
I told you to stay your ass at home.
Well, I'm just saying if you died or something like that, I'd have to have somebody do my groceries.
I hope she doesn't.
Huh?
I hope she doesn't do anything for you like I do.
Well, she probably won't. I mean, I like you right now and everything, but if something happened to you, I love you.
Me.
Well, I'm just saying, I hate going to the goddamn store.
Well, stay home.
Guy I at least like to see walking to the plate. For me, it's always been Jim Thome.
Jim Thome, he owns me. I can try to walk him, and he still smokes the ball.
That ball hit deep. For me, having a good plan for every game going in, I think has helped me be a guy that could make an impact in that game.
Number 400 for Jim Thome.
Thome was 12th all-time with 564 home runs, the fourth most among first basemen. He's had 9 seasons with 100 or more RBI and owns a lifetime on-base percentage above 400.
This ball is well hit to right center field. This one's gone.
Thome has been one of the most productive hitters of his generation.
Say goodbye. Take a bow, big man.
Sets a good example for Major League Baseball, and I'm proud of Jim.
Yes, the greatest measure of all for this first baseman is how he's first in so many hearts.
We love you. Yeah, that's it.
I don't trust adults who do activities after work. That seems suspicious. What's wrong with your house?
Welcome back. 3-3 your score. Braves have scored all 3 runs off of solo shots. 1 by Ozzie, 2 by Smurf. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee is a slider just off the edge. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Misner, Caballero, and Walls due up. 1-0, down and away, 2-0. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider down and away. 2-1. Two-one count. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 3-1. Dylan Lee coming out of the pen, having a hard time finding the zone. Bottom of the 8th, tie ball game. The 3-1 from Lee. Right there at the knees, good four-seamer, full count. You're looking towards the 9th inning. The Braves will have Allen and then the top of the order due up. The 3-2. Swing, belted, high and deep, into center field, drifting back, making the catch. Right there at the warning track is Money Mike. One away. Ball's starting to carry here, so they're going to have to be careful. You lay one in, that could be ball game. That one was right about belt high. He just missed tagging that one. John always making sure that he's keeping the local businesses in New York afloat. First pitch on the way, the slider down and in. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Slider down and in. Did he go around? They check down the line. First base umpire, Tom Hanahan, says he did not. So 1-1 count. Hanahan will be behind home plate tomorrow. 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. I don't believe we've seen Hanahan before. I think we caught him one time in the spring, but I don't think we've seen him in a regular season game. Fairly new umpire. The 2-1. Swing, pops it up, but stay in play. It will not. Murphy took the mask off to give it a look, but it bent over the first base side. 2-2. The fun one tonight is out in Los Angeles. You got the Cubs and Dodgers. Roki Sasaki on the bump versus Ben Brown, two young, hard-throwing right-handers. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. That's down for a base hit. So a one-out single for the Rays here in the bottom of the 8th. Atlanta coming back to tie the game up 3-3. One down. I bet you do, John. Kind of envision you're like Norm walking into the bar. Taylor Walls from the right side of the plate. First pitch on the way. Slider for a strike. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but all 3 at bats. I believe every at bat we've seen him this go around has been from the left side. The 0-1 brings it down and away. The runner goes. Throw by Murphy. Very, very close. And he is going to be called safe. Didn't get a great look there. Ozzie was holding the tag. Doesn't matter. The Braves can't challenge because they wasted that challenge on that play. It looks like he beat him. I think he held the bag. Looking at the replay. Yeah, he held the bag. So a 1-1 count. Now the go-ahead run is just 180 feet away. Pitch on the way from Lee. Nowhere near the zone. Outside wide to him. Not exactly his best stuff so far, though. We've seen him much sharper this season. 2-1 count. Lee looks back to runner. Runner goes. He's going to turn around, and he's got him. He's got him in a pickle. Lee is going to flip it to Ozzie, and Ozzie will run him down and tag him on the belt, and that's out number 2. Good play by Lee. He noticed, I think someone might have yelled. It was either, can't tell if that was Ozzie or Nick that yelled to get his attention, but he had taken off just a little bit too soon, and Lee walked it back. It was a very smart play by Lee. He walked it back until he could corner him, then toss it to Ozzie, and by the time he tried to turn around and run to third, Ozzie put on the Jets and tagged him on the belt. So a 2-1 count right there for a strike, 2-2. Braves 3, Rays 3, bottom 8. Trying to keep them right here. They set up inside. Here's the pitch. Swing, pops it up. Will stay in play. It will not. Bends out of play. Do it again. Dylan Lee, 16 pitches in. We get the lead. I don't think we have Iglesias, because remember we used him 3 days in a row. And when Snicker was interviewed about that after the game as the 2-2, chop foul, he said that Iglesias is always coming to the ballpark saying he's ready, but he thought that they would probably have to give him a couple of days off after going 3 days in a row this early in the season. Now, that's what he says, and maybe that changes. I'm sure Iglesias just seems like a gamer at the 2-2. Swing, that ball's lifted into left field, backhanded by De La Cruz. He'll flip it back into the infield. Walls is trying to extend that play. He was waiting for any kind of avenue to get to second base, but the defense held him. The catcher, Warfit, will come to the plate. Good defensive play by De La Cruz to get it in, and a better play by Ozzie, because the throw by De La Cruz was wide of the bag. Ozzie did a good job of keeping it right where it's at. They are going to, I thought they might do this. Here comes Danny Jansen. Remember, he had a home run last night. He had a big night last night. First pitch on the way. Right there for a strike at the top of the zone. Change up. It's 0-1. He cranked one over the left field wall last night. The 0-1. Flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Braves 3, Rays 3, Atlanta. Trying to steal one. Runner goes, and we got another pickoff. I believe he got him. Olsen dove. They're going to call him out or safe? He's calling him safe. Lee. Oh, he's calling a balk. So Lee's getting a balk called on him. And Snicker, somebody woke him up. Snicker finally out there to argue something. I'd have to see a look from the other side, because you can't deceive the runner. Once your foot crosses the plane, you have to head home. It was really close, but the short of it is the runner's going to get second base on the balk. The replay I keep seeing is just from the side view and the front view. I've yet to see one from the first base side. The 0-1 right there just misses outside, 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way, down and in. 2-1. On deck is Diaz. You wonder if Lee would go further than this. You've got a right-hander, Diaz, due up. The 2-1 pitch just misses the zone, 3-1. He just doesn't seem to have it today either. It almost seems like you're forcing the hand to try to get an extra out here. Once they brought in Jansen, a little surprised they didn't go to the righty, but Lee has been so good in the past. The 3-1, nowhere near the zone, ball forward. His control issues continue in this inning. See what the Braves elect to do. Diaz, the leadoff hitter. Snicker looks like he's just sitting there, but he could be coming out of the dugout. And Lee's looking around. You know, when a pitcher gets that look like they want to be taken out, I almost think you got to go get them. But here we go. First pitch on the way, nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. There is a left-hander on deck, so if you pitched around Diaz, you could set up a lefty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Swung on, chops it over to short. Allen's got it, flips it to second. Ozzy's standing there. He'll make the tag, and that'll end the inning. So dance through the raindrops. Dylan Lee keeps us in it. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Allen and then the top of the order are coming to the dish.
I said, if you want to live to see tomorrow, you better start frying them eggs a little bit better than what you're frying. I'm tired of eating sloppy, slimy eggs.
Are oranges named oranges because oranges are orange? Or is orange named orange because oranges are orange?
Did you seriously just say orange 8 times in one sentence and it actually makes sense?
Bro, what happens to the car if you press the brake and the accelerator at the same time? Does it take a screenshot? Dude, if we have watermelon, shouldn't we also have fire melon, earth melon, and air melon? The Ella melons.
Really? He's the favorite?
There she is. You guys have no idea how lucky I am that I'm married to her. Oh, hey.
What are you looking at?
I was watching you. You were coming up.
Dude, you have a problem? You're like a creep.
Oh, I miss you. Of course you do. It's me.
I think George, having gone through everything he had gone through, he understood the moment in a way that certainly the young guys did not. This was not, hey, the first of many. This was the crescendo moment.
There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, and I go up to Brett, and I said, hey, look, this guy's going to make the last out of the game, and don't go running all over the place, because I said, I've been through this a lot and never won, and I want to be the first one on the mound to congratulate you.
To Motley for the Tigers.
It was a moment I'll never forget.
You know, I just saw on the news where they said people ought to check on the elderly. Well, I get up about 6 or 6:30. You can bring donuts.
Welcome back, Braves Country. Nick Allen will be your batter. Sulcer is on for the Tampa Bay Rays. The right-hander brings it. First pitch on the way, four-seam fastball. Top of the zone, it's 0-1. Cole Sulcer, Dartmouth, 35-year-old. 0-1 down and away, 1-0. He's got a career ERA of 3.74, so not too shabby. The 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. He's appeared in 139 games in his career. Might recognize him from his days last year with these Rays, but also the New York Mets. The 2-1, swing lifted into right center field. Going back on the track, Did he make the catch? No, it goes off the wall. It bounces off the glove and goes off the wall, and Nick Allen is in scoring position just in the nick of time. Here comes Nick Allen. All right, Braves country. Wow. What a jolt of lightning he has been to this lineup. Inside out of that cutter, top of the zone. Misner thought he was coming up with it. Actually, I think he thought he had it, but it popped out of his glove before he could even attempt to transfer it. We've got a runner at second. Nobody out trying to steal a W. They're going to have a real quick powwow out there at the mound once again. Michael Harris is second, the batter. So you'll have a righty-lefty matchup. Sulcer comes set. The infield is back into the right. Here's the pitch. First pitch inside. Cutter misses. 1-0. Pitching coach Kyle Snyder told him to do here in this at-bat is the 1-0. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. It's going to bend out of harm's way, 1-1. Harris just kind of hung his head. I think he thought he was going to be out. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, down and in. 2-1. Braves 3, Rays 3. 2-1 swing. That ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong, a 2-run shot. His second home run of the year. His fifth RBI. 366 happy feet later, the Braves have taken a 2-run lead here in the ninth. Yanked and cranked a mighty smack over the track. Wow. Just got over the wall. It was misplayed over there by the right fielder. He gets a better look over there, Caballero. I think he's got a decent chance of maybe getting a glove. I don't think he's going to catch it, but he might have knocked it. But he missed playing it altogether, probably because that sun blasting him in the face. If he can go over there, they're looking at it, but there's no reason to look at it. The ball went over the wall. It was a fan that touched it. But there's no reason to take a look at this. That is a 2-run shot. The fan, she stuck her hands out, but that ball was going well over the wall. But if he's over there, he might have had a chance to get up there. But like I said, that sun's really playing havoc on him. First pitch on the way to Riley is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Braves need a comeback like this. Remember a couple of years ago, it felt like no lead was ever safe if you were playing against the Braves. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. Last year, it felt like if you got down 1-0, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Because the injuries were so bad. The 1-2 brings it. Swing, blast into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And we got ourselves one on Nobody out. Another hit, and the line keeps going for our boy Blue.
My boy, Blue!
Austin Riley.
Blue, you're my boy!
Talked about this several days ago. I was seeing his swing come back to life. He was staying inside the ball and driving it to right center field. And that's where he went again. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is a hanging cutter for a strike on one. Ozuna stood there for a second. I think he thought to himself, damn, I should have swung at that. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Riley now the 5-game hitting streak. Ozuna, not too shabby in his own right. He's lifted his batting average to .311. Remember, just a few days ago, he's below the Mendoza line. 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He singled in the 8th, 1 for 4 today. He has 3 home runs and 8 RBI. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Iglesias is warming up in the pen, so how about that? My man is a road warrior, baby. He said, give me the ball if we got the lead. I don't care. The 2-2 to Ozu. Wind up the pitch, swing, lifted into right field. That's going to get down to right center field, down for a base hit, and the line keeps going. The Bear with a big smack. Runner on first and second. Nobody out. And the Ice House could break this thing wide open. First pitch on the way to Olsen is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0, righty-lefty, kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. Good pitch, 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way, swing, hit over on the right side. It's going to be a 1-6-3 double play. Olsen hits into another double play. 2 down. On the play, Riley gets over to third, so we could still add a run. You'd really like to get that insurance run. Give Iglesias an extra mistake to play with. Olsen, he has hit into a ton of double plays so far this season. First pitch on the way. That ball kicks away. Riley thought about going and didn't quite get far enough away. Good job by Riley to stay put. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down below the knees. 2-0. 2-0 count. Sulser, 23rd pitch of the day, misses high, 3-0. Standing on deck is that man Smurf. 2 home runs already. Wouldn't mind to see him get a third shot at it. The 3-0. Swing and a miss. Ozzie chased one a little bit out of the zone, 3-1. Of course, Ozzie hit a home run as well. He's trying to double up. 3-1 count. We'd love a wild pitch here again. Anything to get Riley home. Here's the pitch. Misses high, ball 4. So good job by the Wiz.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody
Works his way aboard. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. That'll bring Sean Murphy to the plate. Righty. First pitch on the way. Outside wide. That ball almost got away. Good play by Jansen to keep it from going to the backstop. But on the throw, Ozzie went ahead and took second base. I think he pretty much knew Jansen wasn't going to throw down there. Now a base hit can score 2. The 1-0. Rips and kicks. Swing. Chops it. Over to short. Should be an easy play. It is a 6-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th with eyeglasses coming out of the pen when the doors swing open.
Okay, this is a genuine question to like older people. What did you do before you could look something up? Like, if you saw someone and you were like, oh, they remind me of that actor. What was that? What's his name? Like, and you couldn't, and none of your friends knew. Would you go to a library?
So it kind of went like this. God, what's the name of that guy? He was in the movie. He's got like a weird name. I can't think of it. I don't know. Okay, then I'm just going to sit here and not know. And no, we could not use the library because the library was not like Google. You can't go into a library and like look at the book. The books don't answer you. So we just didn't know. Dustin Hoffman, yes.
The 9 greatest center fielders. Here's number 7.
He is so much fun to watch right now because he is doing everything that all the scouts told us he could do.
A 2-run homer, a 3-run homer. What a performance by the 19-year-old Andrew Jones.
My main thing I wanted to do is just go out there and play and be the best I can be at my position.
Going at the wall, up the wall. He made the catch. What a play!
He also has put himself in a level of you think he's going to catch everything. I mean, literally, when the ball leaves the bat, you figured, no, Andrew's got it.
People always ask me who was the best position player that I played with, through the years, and it was Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones has done it again.
The best defender that I've ever played with. 10 Gold Gloves, 430 homers, was my bodyguard for so many years.
When you're in the conversation as the greatest of all time to play the position of center field with a guy like Willie Mays, I think that says a lot.
A special thanks to the greatest center fielder I've ever seen in Andrew Jones.
To have my number retired next to Mr. Hank Aaron, number 44, blew my mind. I'm thankful for the Braves for giving me this opportunity to play the game that I love.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Eyeglasses coming on. As the sun is starting to set down, and they will put Eli White. I thought they may do that. Eli White's going to go out there and play the outfield. First pitch on the way is smoked over to first. Good catch by Olsen. He's like, man, I'm not hitting the ball, but I can dang sure catch it. One away. One down. We've tried everything to bring you all that 3D in Tampa, but they just I think it's because their minor league system is just not set up right. First pitch on the way is a sinker outside wide to Mangum. It's 1-0. Mangum on to hit for Caminero. 1-0. This is outside wide 2-0. Got to keep that tying run from reaching home plate. The 2-0 from Eyeglasses. Swing belted into right field. Coming in, making the catch is Stuart Fairchild. 2 down. We're 1 out away from an unlikely comeback. This offense, if you're just joining us, this offense was just non-existent from innings about 3 to about 6 or 7. And then Murphy got it going with the solo shot. First pitch on the way is down and in. For a ball, it's 1-0. They had opportunities once again early part of the game. 1-0. Swing, rattles, foul, 1-1. We've got good news out in Oakland, or excuse me, Sacramento. Out in Cali, the Mets have lost to the Oakland Athletics, or the Athletics as they're now known, the 1-1. Swung on and belted high and deep. If that's fair, it's gone. That thing was absolutely crushed. It is. The game is now 5-4. My word, Aranda absolutely pounded that ball. I don't know if it's come down yet. Kind of got lost in the sun out there, but it looked like it just left the state of Florida. It was a solo shot by Aranda. Now we got a 1-run game in this bandbox. That's his second of the year. They're saying 379, but there's no way that only went 379. That ball was crushed. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Christopher Morel, and he will be swinging for the downs. And he's got the power to tie it. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Come on, eyeglasses. Swing. That ball's belted high and deep into left field. Coming over, making the catch is the Book of Eli. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. And Michael Harris II's leading a dance out there that cannot do nothing but put a smile on your face. Fairchild and Eli wasn't quite sure what he was doing. Almost like a backwards running man. And the Atlanta Braves win this one 5-4. Game ball's got to go to Smurf with his 2 solo shots. Plenty of love to go around, though. This was a game that the teams, 5 runs, 15 hits, no errors, 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. Look at some of the guys that really performed today. Ozzie had himself a home run as well. Smurf had 2. Harris had a home run. You could make the argument for Harris for the game ball, but Smurf hit 2 home runs, really kept this team in it. We'll see you tomorrow, 1:40, first pitch, as your Atlanta Braves. Woo! I don't know about y'all. I need something cold to drink. Y'all have a great day. And, yeah, that's right. Hellion, their first road win. And it's great to get that monkey off our back, isn't it? Tomorrow we'll go for our first road series win with Mr. Chris Sale on the mound. We put something different together for you to end the win. So when we get a win, you are going to see this. Y'all have a good one, Braves Country.
So you're telling me? There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
To the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me through.